Are you tired of your fish catches looking like this?
We got him. Oh, it's a big one. It's a big one. Could be double digit.
Or losing your expensive camera equipment like this?
We got him. All right. Oh, what? What? It went in the water.
Or not having any audio to go along with your fish catch like this? Then hey, stay tuned, watch the rest of this video, and we'll show you how to make a GoPro bracket with a speaker attached and a wireless microphone so that all your fish catches will look really good on camera. Thank you. All right, and here it is, the finished GoPro bracket that we're going to show in this video. You can see there's a mount for the speaker, the GoPro, and the wireless microphone. So the wireless microphone is powered off of the speaker. The speaker has a pretty good sized battery on it, so it should last a while. And you can see the receiver for it is right here. Now the microphone itself that you're going to clip on your belt or your lapel is right here. So when you want the speaker to come on, you simply press this, turn it on, and now you can see the green lights. That's indicating that the receiver and the transmitter are paired. When you're done, turn it off, lose the lights. The blue light does indicate that there is power to the wireless microphone. Also, I did take and put a couple of USB charging ports here so I can charge the GoPro and or the speaker during the middle of the day. And I put a 12-volt plug on it so I can just plug it into my boat outlet, my power outlet on my boat. Okay, so I started this project out with some light gauge C-channel and did most of the cutting with a side grinder, a thin wheel on it, and a portable bandsaw. If you're a fabricator, you'll kind of get the idea as I go through this. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on how I built the bracket. After cutting the first 3 inches off the side of the C-channel, I went ahead and put it in a vise and I bent it to about a 45-degree angle. If you notice, I left the back on there at 90 degrees for the speaker to sit on, or not sit on, but sit against. We're going to use a piece of 3/4 inch rod, outside diameter, that fits real good into the seat bracket of your boat. So to do that, we're going to need to drill a hole. I marked the hole about 5 3/8 inches back from where I'd cut the side rails off. And now we're going to use a step bit and some pilot bits to go ahead and make the hole. Now we're going to measure back about 2 inches from where we drilled the hole for the pipe to come through, and we're going to cut that completely off using a portable bandsaw. Now measuring back about 4 inches from the end that we just cut off, we'll go ahead and cut the sides, but we're not going to cut them all the way off. We're just going to cut a groove so that we can fold them in. You'll see why here in just a minute. Always be very careful when you're working with a grinder. Gloves, face shield, long sleeve shirt, those are very important. All the PPE needed to safely do this task because it is dangerous. I then went ahead and sandblasted the piece just to get all the rust and scale and the old paint off of it. Okay, and now it's time to cut our pipe. I used the portable bandsaw to do this, and I cut it at about 42 inches. You can figure out how long you want it. It's all your personal preference, as most of this, but I used 42 inches after measuring it on my boat. I measured back from the end of the pipe. 5 inches was where I determined I wanted to go ahead and weld the bracket up to the pipe. Now it's time to do some welding. I went ahead and took the newly sandblasted bracket and I mounted it up on the 3/4 inch pipe and used a couple of magnets to stabilize it plumb and went ahead and tacked it up and welded it out. I then took the 2 side rails and bent them in to form a point and then cut the bottom piece off just so that the bracket was pointed. Thought maybe it would be nice to be able to just glance at it and see which direction it was pointed. Probably not necessary, but thought it might make it look a little better. So what we're going to do now, we got the speaker, and what we're going to do is we're going to drill a hole in the back of the bracket so that we could put a bolt right in there, that hole right there. Okay, so first we got to measure it. We want to measure from the back side, which would be this side where everything plugs in. That's the front side. All right, had to step away for a second and go get my gloves. We'll go ahead and center punch where we want the hole. Okay, and drill a pilot hole now. All right, the moment of truth. We'll see how it all fits. Got my speaker here, and this is an old nut. I just welded a piece of TIG wire on it. And what I want to get is one of those knurled handles from the hardware store with a 1/4 inch, 1/4 20 bolt in it. All right, there we go. Tighten that down a little bit. And I'll probably put a bumper pad in between here. So there is a little bit of a gap, but I think that'll be okay. We got our GoPro mount. Open up the back towards the speaker. And it'll look something like this when it's all done. And you can see the sound will shoot right up into the GoPro, and hopefully that'll work out good. And the next time we see you, hopefully we'll be on the water trying it out. All right, so now that we have it pretty much built, it's time to go ahead and paint it. So to get ready to do that, you're always going to have a few edges and some slag, you know, some little pits from the welding left over. So let's go ahead and get those cleaned up. Put the old gloves on. And when you're working with hammer and trying to you know, tap this stuff away, put some goggles on. You want to protect your eyes at all times. Okay, I got a little bit of slag in here. Want to get out. Okay, that looks pretty good. And go ahead and feel around the edges with your hand. Hit those rough spots. Where you drill that hole, there's probably going to be a burr there. Get rid of that. Where you round those edges, there's always going to be a little bit of sharpness there. So folks, what I use for cleanup on most things is just odorless mineral spirits. Seems to work pretty good. You can use acetone, you know, other things, and shop rags. Always a must around the shop. Get everything wiped down pretty good. Now what I did do, I did take a wire brushed everything off, and steel wool actually works pretty good for cleaning things up too. So if you got a little steel wool around, you can use that. The mineral spirits for the final cleanup, rather than soap and water, it dries pretty quickly, so you can get to painting your project pretty fast. Okay, so I purchased this wireless microphone system. Got it from Amazon, and I won't try to butcher up the name, but it really works pretty good. And right out of the box, everything is pretty self-explanatory. I'd suggest it. I haven't had a lot of time with it, but still it does okay. So now I'm talking through the speaker. I'm going to go ahead and step around the corner and let's see what it sounds like. And hopefully this is coming through really well. I'm walking towards the front of my shop, so I'm probably 20-25 foot away now. I'm going to go ahead and walk around the shop and see how the audio is coming through. I think we're in pretty good shape. I can hear it from over here. I'm getting a little closer now. So there we go. And the GoPro should be able to pick that up pretty good. Now you'll have to play with the sound, obviously, to make sure you get the sound levels correct. And there you go, ready for paint. All right, so let's go ahead and put a little bit of paint on this now, because otherwise it'll rust, it'll be ugly. We're not going to go all out and use an automotive finish or anything, but I found this Paint Plus primer actually doesn't work too bad. It's they'll give you a decent finish for a while, and it's not like this is going to be laying outside all the time. It's probably going to be in your boat somewhere. Hey, one thing I wanted to mention, when you're hanging it up, probably use some tie wire is easiest. Old trick I got from when I was a rod buster, and I used to have a reel for tie wire that went on my side. But when you didn't have a reel, you took a roll of tie wire and some duct tape and wrapped it around there and then pulled it out of the center. I probably had this roll for 5-6 years, And just makes it a lot easier. That way it doesn't get all tangled up and messed up. So let's put some paint on it. Hey, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Get out on the water and have a great day.